Yes, you're watching the South Australian Sports Show. Time to talk to one of our favourite athletes, mate, Daniel Kirk. Of course, he's a co-director now, mate, of Nexus Sport. So he's a busy man, so we're fortunate he could drop in. Hey, Kirky, thanks for coming in, mate.
Thanks for having me, boys.
I don't know where to start now, mate. There's so much happened in your life since I saw you last time. Let's talk, rather than the shot put in the discus where you were going to the World Champs. Everyone knows you're a star there, mate, 5th and 7th in the world at one stage. Then 2019 looked like you were set to go, and then you had to withdraw.
Yeah, so got selected to head away. I'd hit a new PB that year in the lead up to World Champs in Dubai. So I was looking pretty good, and things turned on a dime, mate. We had, as a family, Kimmy, my wife, is pregnant. She got admitted to hospital the day I was supposed to leave for World Champs. So it was, it was pretty challenging. We were getting told we were having a baby at 26 weeks, which is very, very premature. So yeah, it was pretty rattled around that time. Like everything sort of sport and work-wise had to take a back seat. And yeah, it came to a sort of, I guess, the final conclusion that I wasn't going to be able to go because it was too high a risk that if I did go, I was going to miss the birth of our child. So
it's a really interesting one, isn't it? Because we talk about the AFL players or the cricketers when they're away. Wife's due to have a baby. Do they play in the grand final? So now we're talking about a world event. Yeah. So this is the World Championships, exactly, mate. Right. Was it an easy decision for you?
I guess you look at it two ways. It's easy in that it's family, and as a wife and family, you wouldn't miss that. No way. And not your first, not any child really. It was hard in that it was like, well, this is a chance to go into really good form. To go and compete for your country, and from that regard, it's hard to let go of that, and then to watch the championships and see sort of the event take place without you, and sort of see where you might have finished. And so I guess for me, like I sort of doubled down on family stuff, but I also stayed in touch with the team and tried to make as many connections as I could by following other people and supporting them, because that was part of what we enjoyed the most when we were over there in 2017 was actually going and watching other Australian athletes, learning about their stories. So that was good. I think that helped me sort of mentally sort of deal with it a bit better.
All good with the baby, mate? Everything good there? Or?
Yeah, look, first time around, it was pretty tough to begin with. Obviously, as you know, COVID was sort of a big thing, and my parents are in Tassie, and Kim's are sort of remote and weren't available to sort of come down either. So we've sort of done that without a lot of support. We've had some friends and family, friends mostly, have tried to help. Family's not around, so. The first 6 months was pretty tough, but I feel like we're in a pretty good place now. We're 8 months in and taking Zen to the gym with me and to throw sessions, and it's going to be hard for her to avoid a career in sport.
Not to get confused between the discus when you reach in, mate. Something
I hope she picks something a little bit more rewarding than discus.
But it's not as if I mean, it would have been a setback not being able to go and whatever. But I mean, you're a worker. It's not going to affect you from here on in, if you like, because you'll still be selected. You've trained for this, you know what you're doing. So you've missed one, but I can't, you'll be back, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, look, I think so. Like it was, in terms of my training, it definitely took a dive. That amount of stress and stuff, you can't really sort of focus on those things when other stuff's going on. But thankfully, things have rebounded really nicely. So, post sort of getting business stable, family in order, training form now is 4 metres better than my PB. So I'm feeling really optimistic about things, and I've learned a lot during that period. So. And coming back to what you're saying about sort of missing a team, Athletics Australia were just phenomenal. Like the amount of support they gave me and the willingness to work around my family situation was amazing. So
brilliant.
Yeah, it's easy to say it was the 1 year, but 2019 you withdraw, 2020 COVID, so there's no Olympic Games, mate. So they got to suddenly somewhere along the line they got to jam pack stuff in. What's next year look like for you?
So next year we've got the Paralympics. So I've got my 2 minimum qualifiers. So that I'm trying to improve on that to make it more likely I'll get selected. You get when you qualify, you're eligible for selection. Then you have to actually get selected. The year following that, I'm fortunate that my event's been included in the Com Games, and then we've also got the World Championships that would have been next year. So we've got 2 world events the following year. I think it'll be something like 10 days in between. So I'll literally compete in one and then pack my bags, hop on a plane, head to Birmingham from Kobe to go to a Com Games if I'm fortunate enough to get selected again.
It's a really interesting one, isn't it? Because the athletes overseas in Europe get the opportunity to compete on a regular basis. We always feel like we're disadvantaged geographically here from Australia because it's hard to travel, plus the climate changes. So this is almost a rare opportunity where you get to stay in form and compete, and then get into form and compete again. So it's sort of a case of how you adjust. Wife and kid go with you?
I will hope so. Like financially, obviously, that's something we'll need to sort of talk about. It's been obviously challenged with getting to this far, but Kim was there with me in London. That was one of the best experiences ever. Like, you know, you do these things as a team. It's not me, it's us. So yeah, that would be the hope. But yeah, it's not easy. Like it sounds convenient having them close together, but it's actually emotional toll that it takes on your nervous system. And I remember that from London. Like I had my Discus event first and was on quite a high after that. And you know, senior people on the team were like, just take a day off. And you know, I was like, but I've got to get ready for shot put, and had the worst session of my life the day after trying to do it. And I was like, I should have listened.
Taking the day off.
Yeah, I guess having that awareness will help. So
let's talk about that awareness, mate, because you've set up a business now. If I'm right, I think they call it Nexus Sport. Nexus Sport, mate. Tell us a little bit about. Because what you've just mentioned is what your business is about.
Yeah, absolutely. So Ben Haran from South Adelaide. He and I, Nexus Sports Performance, we run out of the Port Adelaide Athletics Club. We've got a great facility there where we're able to sort of help a lot of other athletes, I guess. And the whole premise is that we wanted to go kind of give people opportunities and support that we didn't necessarily have when we were coming through in our careers. So it's very much sort of, you know, we train in the gym, we do our strength and conditioning, but we do a lot of mindset, a lot of planning stuff, some educational content for schools. So it was just trying to reach more people and make sure that no one kind of misses out on their chance to make it in sport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a key, isn't it? There's going to be lots out there that really, all they need is that opportunity.
Yeah.
They get the opportunity,
you
just never know, you know, you can't pick them, can you?
And not everyone's an early riser, you know, like you get these rising stars that pop up at sort of 17, 18, but there's a lot of people that, you know, it's 21, 22, 23 when they start to come through, and I think they're the people we're really sort of trying to help, and then make sure the other ones that maybe, you know, could get into that rising star category, maybe, you know, would be at risk of losing it without the right support, we'll then get them on board as well.
Yeah. Hey mate, one question because we've got to go. Athletics, how's it looking in South Australia?
Mate, it's really good. The new memberships have opened, and we're actually experiencing a bit of growth there as well, because after the whole post-COVID thing, a lot of people are looking for new activities, and athletics is a sport that can offer an event for everyone. So, you know, it's a great opportunity for people, and we would love to welcome them out there, whether they're sort of, you know, able-bodied, para, Indigenous, whatever it is, there's an event for you. So.
Daniel Kirk, our special guest, para-athlete, going off just to the Worlds a couple of times next year, Comm Games. He's got a busy schedule coming up. Stay with us. We're as busy as he is.